The Indian BrahMos missile is set to dominate the South China Sea. Indonesia is just one step away from buying the Indian missile after BrahMos turned 11 Pakistani air bases into rubble in the recent war. Defense Minister Rajnath Singh told PTI, Indonesia has requested to purchase the BrahMos missile being manufactured in Lucknow, unquote. After Pakistan's defeat, a shameless bunker munir is spreading fake narratives of shooting Indian jets without any evidence. But the world is praising the Indian BrahMos missile after satellite images confirmed that it forced Pakistan to beg for a ceasefire. In another embarrassment for Islamabad, a Turkish influencer has been detained after he was seen brutally assaulting and humiliating a Pakistani worker. Indian Defense Minister Rajnath Singh's confirmation comes amid reports that Indonesia has finished pricing negotiations for a $450 million deal to buy multiple BrahMos batteries from India. This after Jakarta witnessed how BrahMos easily beat Pakistan's Chinese-origin air defenses during Operation Sindoor. News of a $450 million BrahMos missile deal were doing the rounds even ahead of President Prabowo Subianto's visit to India earlier this year. The finalization of this deal would make Indonesia the second ASEAN nation to buy BrahMos from India after the Philippines had become the first international buyer in a $375 million deal. Meanwhile, Armenia too is on the verge of signing a $3 to $4 billion deal with India to acquire the BrahMos missiles as well as the Akash NG surface-to-air missile defense system. Rajnath Singh and UP Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath had inaugurated the new 300 crore rupee BrahMos integration and testing facility in Lucknow in May this year. Now global interest in this missile is surging after the Indian Air Force used it to damage 11 well-defended Pakistani air bases. Rajnath Singh had stated back then, Prime Minister Narendra Modi has raised India's prestige worldwide. And now when India speaks, the world listens. This image of India has been built on the strength of our leadership and the hard work of our workers, unquote. According to news reports, the deal is currently awaiting a final approval from Russia, which is India's partner in manufacturing the BrahMos. Indonesia's interest in this weapon aligns with its boost for defense modernization, maritime security, especially amid rising regional tensions in the South China Sea. Jakarta officially rejects China's imaginary 9-dash line, which infringes on Indonesia's exclusive economic zone, especially near the Natuna Islands. The supersonic cruise missile's popularity soared right after India used it in precision strikes on multiple Pakistani targets during the short war in May 2025. Those strikes were in response to the Pahalgam terror attack in Kashmir when a Pakistan-backed Islamist terror group massacred 26 unarmed Hindus in Kashmir. BrahMos is a supersonic cruise missile developed jointly by Russia and India with a top speed of Mach 2.8 to Mach 3. It has a fire-and-forget guidance system and an operational range of 290 kilometers, which has now been extended up to 400 kilometers. BrahMos has sea skimming capabilities and a low radar cross-section. Its most impressive aspect is its circular error probable of just 1 to 2 meters. With a warhead capacity of 200 to 300 kilograms, it can be launched from land, sea or air. During Operation Sindoor, this formidable weapon was able to beat Chinese-origin air defenses and strike 11 well-defended Pakistani air bases. Confirmed IF hits on Pakistan included Noor Khan, Rafiki, Murid, Sukur, Sialkot, Pasrur, Chunian, Sargodha, Skardu, Bholari and Jacobabad air bases. Earlier, the Indian Army and Indian Air Force had destroyed multiple Pakistani radar sites and then hit 9 terror headquarters of UN-designated terror groups operating inside Pakistan. Reports indicate that nearly 100 terror agents and many Pakistani military personnel were also eliminated in those strikes. The scale of BrahMos' impact on Pakistani air bases was so high that even 6 months after the war, Pakistan is still rebuilding those air bases. Many nations now see BrahMos as a force multiplier and a missile which specializes in beating Chinese-origin air defense systems. 17 countries expressed interest in the BrahMos. Among them are Southeast Asian nations including Indonesia, Vietnam, Malaysia, Thailand and Singapore, Middle East nations including Egypt, Saudi Arabia, UAE, Qatar and Oman, and Latin American or South American nations including Brazil, Chile, Argentina and Venezuela, which are all eyeing naval variants for maritime and coastal defense. However, the BrahMos missile is not available for just about anyone, and India will decide on whom to share its key missile technology with. What do you believe? Should India sell BrahMos to Indonesia? Leave a comment with your opinion, hit the like button and subscribe to Inconnect News.